Moto Z review. Motorola Mobility is one of several first-wave mobile phone manufacturers that have blinked out of independent existence over the past few years, unable to compete in a cutthroat, oversaturated, highly commoditized market. Unlike some of its less fortunate former rivals though, its brand and legacy are living on under Lenovo's leadership. The Moto product portfolio became something of a showcase for pure, unmodified Android when the company was directly under Google's leadership, and sensing a good thing, Lenovo has largely left things as they were and continued down the same path. A few things have changed in terms of branding and segmentation, which shows that sticking to your roots doesn't mean stagnating. The much-loved premium Moto X series is now called Moto Z, and has a whole new identity based around snap-on accessories. LG tried a similar approach with its G5 review flagship earlier this year, but an elegant implementation and a limited number of accessories haven't helped make this a must-have feature. So let's hope that Lenovo and Motorola's combined design expertise has done better. The new Moto Z is a slab of metal and glass, and we wouldn't have accepted anything less at this price point. That said, it doesn't have the wow factor of some of its contemporaries, such as Samsung's Galaxy S7 review, or even the current crop of iPhones, with their curved glass and ultra-minimalist lines. That's partly because of the prominent earpiece, front camera and flash, Moto branding, and fingerprint sensor on the front face. The Moto Z seems a bit taller than necessary, with a lot of chin space below the screen. There's a square-shaped fingerprint sensor here with a Moto logo above it, leaving a lot of blank space on either side. The sensor looks and seems like a home button, but in fact it isn't. You have the standard on-screen Android controls for navigation, and the sensor doesn't do anything but lock and unlock the screen. Throughout our time with the Moto Z, we kept reaching for it thinking it was a home button, only to unintentionally lock the phone when we least wanted to. The sides of the phone are formed into a continuous metal frame. The left is blank, the top has only the hybrid SIM tray, the bottom has a USB Type-C port, and there's no 3.5mm audio socket. The power and volume buttons are on the right and are all very small, stubby and hard to tell apart, other than a slight texture on the power button. Unlike most phones, the most interesting part of the Moto Z is its rear. This is where all the modular magic happens. On its own, the phone is pretty thin with a protruding disc near the top that houses the camera lens and dual LED flash. Lower down, you'll see a wide strip of metallic contact points for the assorted Moto mods, which snap onto the phone's rear magnetically. When you aren't using a mod, you can pop on a functionless style shell that covers the contacts and adds some thickness to the phone, coming up flush with the camera bump. You can certainly use the phone without any mods or shells attached, but it's uncomfortable to hold because of sharp edges. Our review unit came with a wood grain style shell reminiscent of previous Moto phones. Assorted colors and textures are available so you can change the look of your Moto Z whenever you feel like. The shell really improved the grip of our phone, and we didn't mind the added thickness at all. Motorola is advertising 4 mods at launch time: an extended battery developed by Incipio, a more powerful camera with Hasselblad's name on it, a speaker from JBL, and a projector that seems to have been created in-house. There's clearly been an effort to tie up with external companies and bring their expertise to Moto Z users, and the company promises that more are to come. Even better, the same mods already work with the Moto Z Play, and future models should be compatible. This is a much stronger showing than LG, which still has just one G5 friend, a simple camera group with an additional battery, available in India. Mods and style shells attach magnetically to the back of the Moto Z with absolutely zero effort, and stay in place thanks to the camera bump. There's no fiddling with clasps and no need to pop the battery out. We found that the magnetic lock wasn't 100% firm, leaving a bit of wiggle room. Our Moto Z's default shell slid from side to side making a clicking sound, and we found it impossible to resist fidgeting with it. Mods can be dislodged with a little bit of pressure applied at an angle, but they don't fall off entirely because of the camera bump. We have the speaker, projector and camera mods for review along with our Moto Z unit. You can read our detailed reviews of the Hasselblad TrueZoom, JBL Sound Boost and Moto Instashare right here. The Moto Z isn't advertised as IPX6 compliant for resistance to water or dust, which is now becoming expected of phones in this price range. However, a small note on Motorola's website claims that the phone does have a nano coating which will protect the phone against moderate exposure to liquids. We're a bit puzzled by some of the bundled accessories. There's a simple plastic bumper, which is an odd thing to ship with a phone being sold on the basis of its slick style, and a standard headset with a 3.5mm plug. Despite the phone not having a 3.5mm socket, you'll have to use the bundled USB Type-C to 3.5mm adapter, which is an added hassle. If Motorola was emulating Apple, it should have gone all the way and shipped a headset with a native Type-C connector. On the plus side, there's also a 15 watts Motorola Turbo Power charger, with a fixed USB cable, and a separate USB Type-A to Type-C cable for connecting to a PC.